Sir, good evening, sir. We'll be starting shortly, sir.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
To fun and entertainment. Fitness, he's a fitness enthusiast. He's a style blogger, an avid traveler, compassionate, caring, and sensitive, and a successful entrepreneur. He is a leader in true essence and a source of inspiration for budding entrepreneurs. Sir, thank you very much for being with us today evening, sir.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Kalem ma'am. Good
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very happy to be back.
Very happy to see you for a long time.
Yes, new normal. Is that new normal? Good.
Yes.
So today's program, today's session about entrepreneurship is going to be a different one from all the 3 days, because generally we have the speaker, they will deliver a lecture and it will go on henceforth. So today it's going to be a discussion wherein we are going to be asking a lot of questions to ZAROOK SHA sir and to all the participants here. So I have some of the questions which I've already received through mail, and I will be asking sir on behalf of you. If any of you want to ask any questions also, you can feel free to type in the chat box, and I will ask it to our keynote speaker of the day on behalf of you. Sir, shall we go ahead? Shall we proceed, sir?
It's good. Why I told you this is your title, it's called Decoding an Entrepreneur, right? If I'm going to tell a keynote or a lecture, it is not going to be decode. It's like I'm telling you. So you guys have to decode me. And already, I think, Kalemam, if I'm not mistaken, most of the students already addressed, right? So I think they quite know a little bit.
No, that was a different batch, sir. That was a different.
Okay, no problem. So
Now
anyway,
you have, I think, nearly more than 300 students are there. Totally different.
Okay, nice. Decoding, I thought it would be better to have an interactive so that it's easy for me. I don't have to prepare anything. I'm not prepared.
Yes, sir. You can talk about your experience, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Joshua. Go ahead. Thank you so much, and good evening, all of the students. Very nice to interact with you. Hope we have a very fruitful session, and hope you can take something out of this session. I mean, hope I motivate a few of you, inshallah. Go ahead, Joshua. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, many of us have seen you as a leading entrepreneur and as a very compassionate person, sir. So the first question to you is, sir, if you had a chance to start your career all over again, what would you do differently, sir?
Joshua, very good question. I think last time also I answered this. See, actually, I am a third generation entrepreneur. My grandfather was in the pearl business. My father was in the pearl business. Then he became a gem merchant and diamond merchant. So I finished my engineering, correct? So eventually I knew I'd be joining my father's business. And like all of us, even now, I wanted to go to the US to study my master's. Okay, I thought I'd do my MBA, then come and join my father's business. MBA was just to have what I said, a new experience, I would say, go meet new people. That's about it. I didn't think about it as a career. Okay. And then I came back and obviously I joined my father's business in Japan. It was good. I was a 20-year-old doing business in Japan all alone during those days. It was a great experience, but I also made a lot of mistakes, Joshua. So if I want to reinvent, what I would do, or I'm also advising everybody is, I would have actually gone and interviewed myself with a company. I would have worked for a company, been in corporate for about 4 or 5 years. Then I would have done my own business. Probably if that's the only thing I wish I could have done. I've not been to an interview. I've not made a resume in my life, So I really don't know. Okay, I've done a lot of things, and I've worked with a lot of different companies, but I still have not. I don't know how to go and attend an interview, right? So now my son is studying in Canada, and first job he got was at Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is a coffee shop, like how we have a coffee cafe day, right? Tim Hortons is very famous there. He got a part-time job there. He went and did an interview, got a job there. So I was very happy, So something which I didn't do, so he was doing. Now he is working. He's studying his final year, and he's also working in call center. It's a BPO, right? So and it's a good experience. So this is what I would have done, but at least like my son is doing, this is what I advise all the youngsters these days.
Wonderful, sir. So, sir, you have started many business over a period of time. So how do you generate new ideas? How do you come up with a new idea? Like you started up a mood market in your own mall and you're coming up with a lot of new ideas. So many people like, okay, I want to do something new. I want to start up a business, but I practically do not know what to do. So how do you generate ideas? And after generating those ideas, how do you know whether it is going to work out or not? Do you have some formula for that, sir?
And I think that's another good question. I actually different to an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, but I also like a lot of time I listen to my heart. I'm a very creative person, you know. So ever since I was young, I've always wanted to be in the creative, whether it's fashion, architecture, always interests me, you know. Like, and books always interest me. And whenever like somebody does, whenever I do a business, for example, I was in the diamond business because of my father, but I never enjoyed doing diamond business because everybody else was doing it and I was not able to compete with them. I wanted to do something differently. My philosophy in life is doing something differently. I wanted to be unique and make a stamp for myself. You know, that is what. And I think I don't know whether it's God's gift or anything. Ideas keep coming to me. You know, whenever I look into a business, I don't look at the normal angle. Okay, for example, you buy a commodity yourself. I think I always see how I can be different from the other person. And most of my business, or for any business, what's your main target? It's the customer, right? So my philosophy is always to make the customer happy, right? Whether it is selling wholesale or a retail or guest. So I always put myself in the shoes of the customer and what will make him happy. So I always try to think differently to make a good customer experience. And touchwood, I always get new ideas. And after community, so from I started doing my business as just a diamond dealer. It's a commodity. Then I ventured doing jewelry. It's all adding creative, right? Creativity. Then after coming to Chennai, I started the mall. But the mall, as I said, according to introduction, and I wanted to make it a very children family friendly mall. So we do a lot of activities for the friends and kids and family, right? So for a kid or a child, or a family, a toy store or bookstore is very important. So which our mall didn't have. I approached a lot of bookstores, they didn't come. So I thought, okay, if they're not coming, I'll do my bookstore. And I didn't want to do the same bookstore like anybody else, So I wanted to create something else. And obviously Kalamam also came. So I thought, what can be different from the rest of the bookstore? I added the antiques, right? Collectible. And then I thought, okay, what name can I give? Then I obviously thought I can give Moor Market. So I think it's all about thinking differently. I don't want to be, I never in my life did everything what everybody else did, Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it fails, but I get a lot of happiness on that.
Wonderful. Sir, any company which has to be successful, the success of the company depends upon its employees and the people who work there. So how do you recruit your team? Who's your leadership team? And how do you go about the recruitment process to ensure that the business runs very smoothly, sir?
I think I've been lucky, except for one very few instances. Most of the people I met, I'm a person who likes to talk and interact with people. For example, I think I know you almost 8-9 years. Sundaresh, we connect with a lot of different things. Right?
Yes.
That's what somehow like people who come to me, I make them feel comfortable first. They always like to work with me, and I'm a kind of a leader. I don't go by authority, right? I go by a kind of motivating them. They follow me. They want. So when they work in my company, they feel very happy and motivated to work. So that's the kind of leadership I set an example. I give them a lot of benchmarks. So you need to reach this. So not even without me really pushing them or being very strict, they do their work. And touchwood, like the people I met, and I kind of identify. It's like basically whether I find the similar wavelength with whoever I meet, then I choose them. And I like somebody who has an ambition, a passion, and whatever they do, right? And touchwood, so far I bet people in the same wavelength, the same passion. Those kind of people I recruit. That's the only. They don't need to even have an experience. Experience you can learn, but passion you cannot learn. Passion, being dream, being ambition, And if somebody is only looking to make a salary or money, that's not the right type of person for me. I like people who like to learn, who want to go ahead in life. Probably like most of these students these days, immediately when they finish their study, they want, okay, I want this kind of salary. That way they will not learn. I want people who always wants to learn, and I take those kind of people. And most of the time, it has actually worked good for me. I had very dedicated employees so far. I'm happy about that.
So many youngsters or young people want to become entrepreneurs these days. Previously, previous people used to want to look for a very secure job. Now, many people want to become an entrepreneur. So, what would be your piece of advice to them? What are some of the tips and suggestions you would like to give to people who want to start a new business,
It's a good idea.
especially first generation entrepreneur?
No, it's very see India, like as probably like the youngsters would not know India how it was in before 1990, and now it's very different. 1990, the economic liberalization happened, technology happened, and now those days, like the parents wanted the children to have a very secure job, whether it's a doctor, engineer, or maybe then IT professional. But these days, because of technology, because of creativity, people are choosing their own stream. And when somebody has an idea, even the ecosystem for nurturing the idea is also very high. You have incubation center. For example, every college now has an incubation center. The first example, if you have an idea, you can go approach your career counselor in your college itself, or the incubation center at your college itself. They will nurture you how to start a business. And for example, now how you start the business is first you can bootstrap it with your own funds or from your friends and family who call angels. Then you need to make a proper business plan, and whatever ideas you need first validate it whether this idea will work or not. So everybody will get a lot of new ideas, but whether that idea will actually generate business revenue, you need to make a thorough business plan. The first step is actually approach your incubation center or your counselor, a guy, whoever supports you. Make a proper business plan. Once you have a business plan, then you take, and a lot of people are there to fund your business ideas. Everybody says like money is there, but actually it's not that easy. You need to really work hard on that also. That is one methodology. Other one is start something very small. And nowadays, like I've done a lot of different businesses. The ideas which really work, I'll tell you what is a small businesses you have, a tea stall. Actually, if you see, will make more money than a larger enterprise. And it's about how your idea is. First, you validate that idea, and India has a very good ecosystem also. Like for incubators. You can incubate. It's a very good for a startup at the moment. And coming back to the same question, according to what I told before, just before starting your enterprise, work for a company for a couple of years, get an experience, then it will be much easier for you to start your own company. That's the most important advice I will give anybody.
Wonderful. So leadership is one of the most important qualities, sir. So what would you think that how should one person who wants to start a business, how can they develop their leadership skills and their team building skills, sir?
I see leadership is about how you motivate people. I don't know. I mean, basically, all my life I've been as a boss. Maybe it's default, because of my father. So I always had that role. I didn't actually join a company, start from the scratch. In whatever thing, I think once you motivate, for example, a person like you, once you motivate people, you're already a leader. Whether you're a CEO of a company or a manager or an employee, anybody can be a leader. If you're a team of 10 members, people have to look up to you. So you should be able to solve the problem. You should not think, okay, let me, like most of, at least in South India, what we lack the leadership quality. It's because we are not risk takers like how we see in the north. We are more of we need security, right? So I think you need to come out of the security zone. Sometimes you can take risk. For example, if you are an employee or even a junior member, you will always be afraid of telling your ideas, right? Unless you tell your ideas, people will not know about your abilities. Start showing your abilities. You might have a lot of hidden abilities. Even if you're starting from scratch, show your abilities to other people. Once they recognize you, you kind of move up the ladder. People will start looking up to you. That's how it is. I kind of feel leadership is not something you force people to get. It's something people should give you, and you should be natural about it. I mean, people should follow you. Start giving new ideas. Don't be hesitant to give new ideas to your team. And if you have a team under you, motivate them. Don't, I mean, obviously give them rules, but rather than forcing them to do work, give them deadlines, and then set yourself as an example. So if you're a good leader, I think you should be the first one to come to the office and the last to go, and show. And that's kind of leader I am, I wouldn't mind doing the menial job also. When I was in Japan, when we are doing exhibitions, I used to go and set up the exhibitions myself. I used to stand the whole day. So only if I do that, my people will do that. So basic thing is about setting examples. That's the only way, And I think leadership quality is, it's not something you go to a school and study. I think it should build yourself, and confidence is among that. Confidence is one, and sharing is one. You need to work with your team. Eventually, the team will come. Okay, Joshua, Zaruk, or they should come and talk to you, or you should be the person people come for any advice. Then I think you're an automatic leader.
So in today's generation, for any business or for any enterprise to grow, marketing, branding is one of the key aspects. So how do you think a young entrepreneur should go about these two avenues?
It's again, I think all your questions are really fantastic. In fact, now as a startup, my Moor Market, I would say it's a startup now. And the way ahead is like, okay, I'm having a physical store in a mall, and then I'm planning to have kiosks. But the digital presence, especially, okay, all of us know the importance of a digital presence even before, but after COVID, it has really increased many folds. Whatever business you are doing, your marketing spend, most of the marketing spend or your exposure should come from the digital media, whether it's a social media, whether it's the SEOs or your Instagram, whatever. You need to have a strong social spend on your social media, and that's what I'm also doing. In fact, and your your digital print should be very strong at the moment. And how do you communicate to the people? It's you need to be true about what you're selling. I'm actually talking about the Moor Market, right? So we are selling books, right? I think whenever I went and talked about books to people, they said, "Why book is not a good business because book is failing." On the contrary, book is like really selling well now. It's how you also communicate. Communication is the key. And how do you communicate? The medium is, I think, at the moment is social media. It's how you communicate. There's no hard and fast rule, so it's like it all depends upon every vertical or every retail business. In now, example of Moor Market, I'm trying to communicate the good habits about reading. How like the children should inculcate the habits of reading. So we are doing a lot of programs on book reading. So we even after a couple of months, once my digital presence is strong, we'll be doing a lot more activities through social media for the habit of book reading. In fact, Moor Market has joined in collaboration with a couple of book reading clubs, which they are open now. So we are combining with them. So that's about it. And it's communicating. I mean, there's a lot of it's a big subject, but most of all, whatever you communicate, I think it's through your digital presence.
Wonderful. Sir, you spoke much about the importance of a business plan. So many people, many youngsters this day, they do not know what are the key features or what are the key aspects which has to be mentioned in a business plan. So can you put your thoughts into it, sir?
It's good. So, I mean, I come from a previous generation which never had this idea of business plan. Basically, even for the idea of business plan is also new for me. At the moment, actually, I'm getting the help of my friends who are a financial concern analyst. First of all, whenever you do a business plan, normally people think you make a business plan for investors. No, actually, you make a business plan for yourself. So, what is the first thing about a business plan? Getting the mission and mission statement, vision and mission statement. It is actually not just a statement. It's actually what the philosophy. You need to think what your business is actually will will be and how you're going to achieve that. Those are two important things. Then you need to first study the market, then make a analysis about what are the pros and cons, what we call as a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat of the business. Then you should make a financial plan for the business. And probably like the founders or CEOs are not financial people, so get the help of a financial consultant. A lot of people who can help you make the business plan. Make a financial plan, then you'll know first year how much it is going to cost you to set up a business. Even if you're going to start a small kiosk, these days most of the people from IT background start food kiosk. So like now Chai King is one which have really scaled up, and then they raised. In fact, now the second round of funding, I think they raised about $2 or $3 million. So they make where they were strongest their financial plans. Even in the financial plan, it will be the detail about what the features in the store will be, what will be the content, what kind of products you will have, how much the product will cost, how much it will sell, how much it will sell in each store, how much will be your profit, how much will be return, and how you got it's a complete detailed plan. This detailed plan will not only help to get investors for your company, it will help for yourself to understand more about your business. And probably, I think in MBA classes, probably they have business plan classes also, right, ma'am? If I'm not mistaken, or maybe you're having it, right?
We're also having.
But the first thing is like for any business you want to do, you need to have a business plan. That's like your Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, whatever. You know, you need to have that. Not only for the investors, for yourself also.
So this pandemic has really put the spanner into most business organizations, sir. Let it be small and medium-scale enterprises or multinational companies. Everybody has faced the music. So, how are you facing this current scenario? That is my first question. And how have you adapted to it? That's my first question. Second question is, would you recommend youngsters to start a business now or within a year? And how do you see them facing it during this pandemic?
Very, very relevant. I don't know whether all of you know, the general lockdown of the country was in March 22nd or 28th, I'm not sure. The malls closed March 15th, even one week before. And we opened only 2 or 3 months after everybody else opened. So we were the first to close and the last to open also. And obviously, like the malls have been one of the most hit. So, okay, one of the business we have is mall. We have a resort also. I'll compare between these two. The mall has taken a very big hit. Okay, retail, which is in the high street, for example, T Nagar, they picked up very fast. But mall as such, I don't know whether because of the media or they thought going to mall immediately catch corona. Our walk-in is only about 1/10 of what we used to have pre-COVID. Before we used to have about 15,000 people a weekend and 5,000 people a weekend. Now our walk-in is only about 500 to 1,000 because the theater just opened right now. And obviously because of that, our tenants obviously they didn't pay us till September. And even after September, they're going on a revenue share model. And but yet our expenses are still there, so we never let any of the employees go except we retain them. So obviously now we had paid them half, now we're starting to pay them full. So it has really taken a very big hit for us. On the contrary, like we have resort in Coorg. It was shut down, but after the corona, since people, it was already the trend was there, like local tourism in India will grow. According to the same, our resort is in Coorg. September we opened. September, October, November, December, we have been record room nights ever, So we opened it 7-8 years ago. So every industry is kind of very different. And for a second, and it is personally it has taken a very big hit on me. But actually, I don't let these things bother about me anymore. The second question you asked me is about whether people can start a business at this time. I would say Moor Market I just started now. Though we started before, we had to redo it, and I started exactly after Corona. This is the right time because if you already have a plan, everything ready, you think you should go ahead and do it because most of the people will be hesitant to start at this moment, right? And if you start the business now, probably you should have, it'll be a curve like till next March, business will not pick up. Then it's going to pick up after that. So you will be ahead of the curve. By March, you will have your systems in place at least. You will have how the business is going to work. And then when the business actually, you're going to have a curve, you will be riding up the wave. So imagine if you're going to start later, all these learning you'll be doing at a later stage, right? So my advice, if you guys are already prepared and then have everything ready, you can go ahead and do it now. Probably you can keep your expenses low at the moment, thinking about for the next 6 months. But personally, I think you should go and venture. But as I said before, you should be ready. It's not that it's not like you have to start a new business now, but you already had a plan of starting a business. Don't hesitate for the corona to go it because it's going to be with us for a long time. If you're going to start now, you will be ahead of the curve with the rest of your competitors. You'll be like another year's time. You'll be actually benefiting from your experience right now. I think it's the right time to go and do whatever we wanted to do. It answered your question, is okay?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because many people were a bit hesitant. Like many people had the idea, okay, I want to start a business, and COVID has come. Should I eventually start up a business, or should I wait for some more time for the industry to recover? So this was a huge question in many people's minds. I think you have given a
My
clear.
personal experience, I tell you, as you know, like, before I was only, most of my focus, I gave it only to the mall, right? My heart and soul. But after COVID, it was completed. My income became almost nil. But this is the time I started venturing, doing other things. And luckily, the other things actually started slowly getting benefits for me. So a couple of other businesses, which I would not have thought otherwise. Now it is like the survival of the fittest. It's like do or die. So I need to make this money. So I did other things also, which alhamdulillah, which has given me some benefits now, which is will be my other business also. Because now what I learned from Corona is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now you need to have at least 2 or 3 verticals. So if this is not working, this will help you. This is not working, this will help you. That's what another thing I learned. I think it's a very good lesson for me.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, many skill sets are required for an entrepreneur or for a person to be successful, especially for running a business, because you have to be good at multitasking. It's not like just going to a day-to-day job. So what, according to you, are the top 3 skill sets a particular individual should have in order to run a successful business, sir?
First of all, according my experience, I'll tell you, obviously, like, first of all, you need to have a vision about doing a business. And obviously you need to be a good marketing and a salesperson. Only your marketing and sales, you're going to get your income. Probably I would put that as the first. You really need to take your business out and then get the money in. And equally important, I wouldn't put it the second. Equally important is to how to manage this finances, what you're getting. From day one, like many people, including myself, make a mistake of not having a proper um, financial health of the company, right? Have somebody make your financials from the beginning. Day one, you need whatever you're earning, see what are the money is remaining, what have you spent. Keep your finances ready from day one. I think that is the number 2. And last but not the least, it's your team. Who your team is, you need to have, probably, like, as a person, as I've told many times, you will not have strengths in everything. My personal strength is marketing and sales and branding. Maybe my weaknesses are more of administration or maybe even finances, right? So I need to put the other ones which I lack with the other people. I need to have partners. Don't let think, okay, I mean, if I give these responsibility to the other person is going to take advantage of me. Don't think like that. You need to share a responsibility with your good team. I think these 3 are the topmost, which I consider as to run a good business.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, how important is training in your organization, sir? Do you train your employees regularly, or do you hire already trained people? How do you go about it, sir?
Yes. Okay. I'll give you 2 examples for that. Since I also manage the mall, and then I'll talk in 2 scenarios, like Moor Market also, right? Obviously, like, mall is it's a bigger entity, and then there's more responsibility. We hire people who already fit the role, like in terms of the operations, the housekeeping, or marketing. We try to hire people who already have expertise in a retail mall, preferably. If not, at least in retail. It is very important, because I can't, because the even if a person is very good in marketing and sales, he might not suit mall is a different ball game. How the mall works is a different thing. You need to drive footfalls, and then there are a lot more science to that. So probably it will be more structured, and that is one. Those people will recruit those kind of people. And the second rung of people, we will get them, and then they will be trained by these professionals we already have. So at least the senior position of the whether it's marketing, operations, are already people who have a very good experience. The people who come under them will be properly trained. That is one aspect. In Moor Market, it's something. It's more about sales and about connection. It's about passion. It's about how people can sell book. Book is not a commodity. Book is it's an impulse. You need to have passion about books, or at least you need to make your customer understand the importance of books. So that it only needs about passion. Once we have this passion about this, I take freshers. In fact, we're hiring a lot of freshers now. We just see the passion and ambition in them, then we train them. So they don't need to have an experience. They need to have a good communication skill, and need to have a good passion about it. That's about it. We train them while at work itself.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, let us say a person has established their business already. How can they grow their business to next heights? What is the scope for increasing their business volume, sir?
This is also something I also want to know. I think now again, scaling up, for example, okay, since I have to relate again back to the mall only. Mall is a bigger entity, so scaling up a mall is I can only scale up so much. Maybe another scaling up is about building another mall. It's not a very simple exercise. What on the mall side, what we are planning to do is since Grand Mall has got established name, this is also relevant to my hotel, right? We also have a hotel in Kurg. So what we're going to do is like a lot of people asking our expertise to run other malls, which in fact we have taken one more mall for mall management. And in the future, for once, I mean our brand Grand Square is kind of established. If somebody wants to open another mall, we will help them in the operations and we will also lend them their name. Same thing is also done in our resorts. In fact, we already are running a very successful resort. Our brand is very valuable at the moment in Kur. So they want to open, other people have approached us to open resorts. Um, so rather than we investing money, so we will be operator in other cities or hill stations where we will give the name and then do the brand building. If we see most of the hotels does the same model. You know, if you talk about Taj or Oberoi or anybody, uh, the brand doesn't own the hotel. The hotel is owned by somebody else, and the brand operates that. That's the kind of model we want to follow. And in Moor Market, what I'm thinking is now I've started my own store and I have a lot of small inquiries. So the way I want to scale it up is rather than being a bigger model, I want to do a smaller model of Moor Market and then open up in different places where there's a lot of footfalls. There are many different ideas depending upon your business itself. I'm giving the ideas for my 3 businesses. And in terms of scaling up, if you're going to do scaling up, as I told you, know, so you can actually lend your name. You can be or you can go for a debt. You know, if you want to start another property, you can go to the bank, but that is not very wise, at least in this scenario. You know, so you need to have a good capacity to pay back and everything. If best thing is to go for an equity partner with another place, or you can lend your name and then help them in the operations and then get a royalty, or you can go to an investor. These are different ways of scaling it up. But before scaling it up, make your brand very viable, you know, a very viable business proposition. It has to have a sound business model, basically.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, the next question, sir, like let us say I want to start a business and I want to raise funds for it. So do you think that we should raise funds? And if you think we should raise it, what are your suggestions for to raise funds, sir?
Raising fund is a very good thing. I mean, a lot of people want new startups, right? You can actually, in fact, the government, both central and state, have these programs to give you a seed fund. You know, whether it's 2.5 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. You know, there are most of your incubation center will help you in terms of the initial funds you can raise. Once you start having a proof of concept or model, you can start approaching angel funds. You know. First and foremost is your family. You know, your family has to trust your business and then they should fund you. Once you have a small traction in your business, then you can now make a proper, as I told you, the business plan is very vital. Make a proper business plan and start venturing, going into angel funding. You know, in Chennai, you know, you have funds like Chennai Angels, Mumbai Angels. There are a lot of different agencies are there. It is not an easy task because I've also been doing this exercise. It's not easy. But if your idea is really valuable, there are a lot of people to put money in that. And before that, it is a very tough job. You need to bootstrap and then start showing results in order for funding to come and invest in you. And the other road is not, which is not very advisable, is obviously going for a debt. You know, you can go to a bank and then get a business loan. But that's a debt thing. But if you think our idea is really good and then you're able to pay back, that is also a good idea. But keep in mind about how you're going to pay your EMI, because obviously most of the banks go by collateral. They'll not give a business loan just without collateral. You know, be careful about that as well. So there are a lot of different avenues are there. But first and foremost, you know, like you can bootstrap it. You know, so now actually the another funding. There's a platform called Kickstarter. It's not here in the US. What happens is if you have a product, you don't even have to make it. You can advertise that product in the net. People will start buying that product based on when you're going to deliver it. So that you can tell I'm going to make a new phone, something very different. I'm selling it for $100. So you have about 1,000, 2,000 people buying that phone. So they'll help you fund your business. I'm not sure what that kind of business model is here. That is there in the US. That's called crowdfunding also. That's also another interesting. You can ask for in the college, you can ask 100 of your friends, listen, I'm going to have a new business idea. Why don't you invest a small share, so that I can give you return. That is also, there are a lot of different ways are there.
Sir, the next question is, sir, let us say like we are running a business, and unfortunately due to certain reasons we have to come to a closure. So is it important, how important it is to have an exit plan too? Because many people fail to plan an exit way, and finally they get into a problem. So how important is the need for an exit plan?
You're asking a very wrong person, because I'm a person which I will fight till the end. I will not, if I have an idea and then if I believe in that, I always stick to that. It is not actually good, and a lot of people advise me and just exit out of it. I'm really the wrong person to answer this question. But since there's a question, so probably you should give a time limit of say 3 to 5 years about your idea. Even then it doesn't work out. So I would rather say, like, for example, in 3 to 5 years, I'll be spending so much amount of money. If this not comes out, probably this is not working. And then you need to, you should not go for more borrowing or, more infusion of capital. Just close it and then exit the business. Give yourself a time. 3 years, I think, will be the right amount of time. And if that doesn't work in 3 years, I think you need to exit. So this is something which I've not done, but probably 3 years, and then either 3 years or like you can fix someone. Probably I should spend about 10 lakhs for my business. If it's not working, I have to exit. Something you need to either have a amount which you can also think about.
Okay, sir. Sir, let us say I want to have a startup, and I want to go expand it in the overseas. I want to go abroad. How can I grow my contacts to establish my my business in other countries? Your suggestion on that?
Again, we are in a tech world, Joshua. Best, I think, if the students, I would advise LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good platform in connecting with people from overseas. And obviously, like, during the times like this, I think it's your social media presence. You need to have a strong social media presence, whether it's LinkedIn or with the business ideas. Like you even create your YouTube channel telling about your products. People are out. You don't even have to go look at them. People are automatically going to come. And another important thing is, like, the college has really thank you to creating such a kind of platform, because these kind of platforms actually is a very good networking sessions for young entrepreneurs. In fact, we just concluded a virtual summit called the United Economic Forum. In fact, one time you had come, remember, for what you or Sundar.
Right,
so this time they went virtual. We had about 100 speakers, amazing speakers, from World Bank to OPS, EPS, the Corporation Commissioner. So and then they had a lounge where they also networked. So this is the way, right? And being very strong in social media, especially if your students have not joined LinkedIn, I would advise you to get in LinkedIn and be more active, more than Facebook or Instagram. LinkedIn will really help you in professional. In fact, a lot of contacts I have forged through LinkedIn, for my business, really helped me. And even in my Facebook, in fact, you won't believe, a lot of my business which I'm doing right now are contacts which I came through Facebook. So I have a very strong social media imprint. I think that's quite important.
So you have come a long way in this field of entrepreneurship and running business successfully, sir. Who's your inspiration? Where did you get your motivation from, sir?
You don't even have to ask twice. I mean, it's my father. He is my inspiration. So unfortunately, he passed away in 2008. That's another reason I came back to India. I really miss him. So he was the one who basically I followed his footsteps. Even now, whatever he said comes to my mind whenever I take a step. Sometimes so based on that, he is still guiding me. So I would say he's the one who's helping me in my journey through an entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, how important is risk taking, or what would be the risk management skills which are required for young entrepreneurs, sir? Your suggestions on that.
Yeah, so it's a very good question again. I mean, first of all, if you're afraid, if you want a security, entrepreneurship is not for you. Entrepreneurship is something, it's like walking on mull nadakara மாதிரி தான். Okay. It's like, or you're going on a roller coaster. If you read my book, and I've written, it's a roller coaster ride only. Entrepreneurship is all about roller coaster ride. You will not be in a very cushioned environment. You're going to have ups and downs every day. Every day will be a stress. You need to face all these. You need to have a very clear, I wouldn't say very clear mind, a very strong mind. It's okay if and in fact, for all these young entrepreneurs or people who want to become entrepreneurs, what I would suggest is, if you become an entrepreneur, you will 100% fail. Only once you fail, you will learn from that failure and then do it better next time. So that will help you on your success. Okay. So if somebody comes to an become an entrepreneur, says like, I have to be very careful and I should not fail. You will fail. So jump into that thinking that you will fail, and then this failure will help you make great success. Then you will really shine. And think whenever there's a challenges, okay, don't think it as a challenges. Think those are opportunities. Think of how I will actually overcome that and then go accordingly. But everybody, most of us, like COVID is a challenge, right? But for entrepreneurs, if you ask them, was it a challenge? They tell, no, this is not a challenge for me. I saw the opportunities in these challenges. You need to think differently. And for example, somebody is set in a routine, probably taking examples on entrepreneurship is difficult. You need to be strong. You need to be innovative. You need to take failures in your stride. Failures kandipa varum. That is the most important thing you have to learn. Be strong about that. Be calm. And if you fail, it's not the end of the world. Somebody, you have so many cases of suicides. So what? If you fail, God is there. Something better will come out of it. Think about those things, and then you should take the plunge. You need to have a lot of strength, lot of strong heart.
So in this generation of business, networking, building relationship are key to becoming successful, sir. So how you have built your relationship and bonds across various networks, and how you have improved your networks, and your suggestions on that?
Good. So when you talked of, when I was a student, I was very introverted person. Until I went to Japan, I was very introverted. I never used to talk to people. So when I went to Japan, I had a chance to meet a lot of different nationalities. I went to a Japanese school. I met a lot of people. We made like a very good friendship or bond. Okay. So then I started socially. I like to meet people. Why I like to meet people is learning about different cultures, and basically that's about it. Even now, like whenever I say network is your net worth, okay, it's about forging relationship. So I meet somebody for them to know who is Joshua, what kind of person he is. I will not go and meet Joshua. Okay, Joshua, என்ன பண்ண முடியும், நான் போய் ஜோஷுவா மீட் பண்ண மாட்டேன். Joshua, எப்படிப்பட்ட ஆளு? What is his mind? Is he a good person? Is he comes from along my same wavelength? For example, I know you through Sundaresan. I've known him for almost 10 years. Still, though we don't meet often, but still, if Sundaresan asks me something, I will do. If you ask me something, I'll do. So you also made a relationship like that with me. Okay. Sir, okay. He's always there, but you didn't expect anything from me. That is the kind of network you should actually do. You should meet the person to forge a good relationship. So unfortunately, what is happening is, in fact, I wanted to mention there's a thing called BNI, right? There's basically business network. They have these sessions to network, basically to increase. It's a good idea. I'm not telling it's a wrong idea, but the only purpose of meeting people is to actually make business. For me, I don't believe in that. You need to first make relationship. If the relationship helps you in your business, it's good. If it doesn't help you also, it's okay. You have a good friend. That's how I see. That's how you need to make a network. First connect, make friends, relationship. This relationship will actually help you. நீ கேட்காம உனக்கு அது பிசினஸ் டிரான்ஸ்லேட் ஆகும். நீ ஜோஷுவா இன்னைக்கு வச்சு இன்னைக்கு சத்யபாமா இன்னைக்கு மீட்டிங் இருக்குல்ல, எனக்கு சத்யபாமா மேரேஜ் நான் இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணுங்க, ஐ வாண்ட் டு டு சம்திங் சொன்னா, that is abusing your relationship. That is not, I will not do that. do this as
Very good.
I want to know because போனோட்டி நான் கலைமா மீட் பண்ணேன். We have a good relation. I mean, sorry, friendship. Okay. So I say I respect her. So that is how it should be. அவ்வளவுதான். கரெக்டா மேம்? தலையிட்டேன். Okay.
Sir, your final thoughts and suggestions as to two things, sir, just for closing. One is like if you could precisely tell how people could collaborate. You told a few points how people could collaborate with you for businesses. They can lend their name, or you have a business model. Could you elaborate on your business model and how people could join with you? Number one, and your final closing thoughts on entrepreneurship for youngsters.
Yeah, again, I think it's a very good question. In fact, in Moore Market, our bookstore, I want to make this as a community. It's a community business model. We, of course, will be selling books. There will be a community related board also. I'll be encouraging entrepreneurs to come to our store, talk about, or like, we'll be having a community board. And they can put their advertisements or notice in that. Okay, so people reach out to them. And in fact, once I start, I'm also planning to have freshers as well as I need, like, inshallah, I'm planning to scale up Moore Market into a lot of different places. So I need a lot of people to work with us. There'll be like two kind of models. One, people can join us full time. Another thing, which you see abroad, which you don't have here, we'll have part-time employees also, like students who will become part-time. We will train them. Once we train them in how to sell, they will also learn the aspects of business, which is what we're planning to do. And apart from that, as you know, any youngster who approaches me, I mentor a lot of youngsters also. In fact, and I'm mentoring few of them. One boy I'll be taking, he's from Europe, very clever boy. I'm be taking him full time. I mentor like if I think the boy is good, I mentor them. I'm also connected with, for example, Matra Foundation, NASCOM, So I'll also connect to them with the right kind of people. So me and my friends, in fact, we also advise or help youngsters in their business plans. Mentorship programs we'll do. I have myself, my friend Reggie Joseph, he is an investment banker. He's moved back. And I have another friend who's a financial analyst. We can help them put the ideas together. But if it's a sound business plan, we help them do that. But in Moore Market, we want to build as a community. So any youngsters, any entrepreneurs who wants to showcase, we'll help them promote in our stores itself. So we will be taking both part-time and full-time once we open new stores. And then we will be helping them not only, I don't want to make them salespeople. I want them to learn about the entire business of retail business. That's what we are planning to do with Moore Market. Future, I also want to have a Moore Market school. Probably you'll have, once you join Moore Market or your franchisee, will have a 2 or 3 week classes of retail, how to become a retailer. So we'll have that, and then they will start working with us. These are plans which we have. And
so one question from my side, sir.
Yes,
there's so many students who are interested in entrepreneurship, sir. So if they are interested in entrepreneurship, in a small way, how they can start in the malls? Suppose you told just now this chai, that the one retailer is there. So like the chai dani. So like that, what are the business opportunities they can avail at this young age? Because people at home, they may not believe them. So much of amount they may not be able to put. So in a small way, if they want to start, suppose they want to invest some 4 to 5 lakh, 2 people can join together, 4 people can join together. They want to start their own small business. So what are the opportunities?
Small, probably like, we have kiosks are there, but still, now because of COVID, it's been hit. And small entrepreneurs still, for example, now, as I told you, like, we have made a street and then we have drive a lot of kiosks. So they can come and be part of that. Like Moore Market, in fact, what I'm planning to do is this Moore Market model. I'm going to start in different places where there'll be a lot of book clubs, probably in your college also, where your students, in fact, I had this program along with SRM. One batch of students made a business plan for Moore Market. Eventually, again, problem is COVID. What we plan to do is set up one branch of Moore Market, which will be run by these students. Okay, the second year MBA students, correct? What will happen is this will create a business model, revenue generation for the college itself, for the students. And when the next batch of student comes, second year, they will run this. So that's a plan. I already talked to them. And actually, for smaller than the book business, if they're interested, I can help them set up one more market kiosk and then something, then which they can learn also. We can do that. And we still have small kiosks available. They can avail to that. But again, they have to be very, on the business plan, correct model. Otherwise, like, others, what in my personal capacity, I said, if they have some good ideas, I can connect them with the right kind of people, which I'm always doing. I'll do that.
Okay, okay.
Let
So
them.
what other different types of franchises they can start with, isn't it, sir?
More market,
More market, sir. Apart from that.
More market is good idea. Franchise,
Yes.
like, everybody's
There are
getting.
nearly 300 students, sir. So many of them are interested in entrepreneurship.
No,
So,
let them come. More
so
market is
few
telling you.
ideas which you can give. Sir.
I have one. More market is a fantastic idea I can give. And I'm also will be a little bit. I'll be starting another food and beverage kiosk. That also idea I can use. All these will be like small investments. What I really came to understand after coming all these 8-9 years in Chennai, small business ideas is where the money is and where it is working. Kiosk for Nalla, in one day, how much 3,000 rupees you can take home, 4,000 rupees you can take home. No headaches, no nothing. Obviously, you need to be hands-on that. Once your first model is successful, you can start scaling up. For example, there's one friend of mine, அவர் தம்பி பெங்களூர்ல வந்துட்டு ஒரு கடை ஓபன் பண்ண முட்டா பாஸ் ஓகே கடை பேர் ஓகே வாட் he did was he take the omelette நம்ம பிரெட் இருக்குல்ல சாண்ட்விச் பிரெட்டுக்கு பதிலா அந்த முட்டையை வச்சிருக்காரு and in between he has fillings and he's selling is doing amazing business. It's something very different, right? So if you have people have these kind of ideas, they can start small way at the mall itself, or doesn't matter, they can start even at the college. Anyway, they can. If there's something interesting, I'll connect them with the right people.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, once again, on behalf of Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology and Tamilnadu Advanced Technical Training Institute, I would like to thank you very much, sir, for joining with us, spending your valuable time and teaching us about various things which we have to be aware about entrepreneurship, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And there are about 160 students. If anybody wants to ask questions, they can ask the type or get முடிச்சிட்டாங்களா? 5 minutes, take some Q&A.
Chat. Any questions on them, sir?
Otherwise, we can wrap it up. Not a problem. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Closed, sir, actually.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
so much, sir.
I now request Dr. Kali Lakshmi ma'am, Associate Professor, School of Management Studies, to give away the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. So on behalf of Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology and on behalf of School of Management Studies and Technology Business Incubator Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology, I heartily thank ZAROOK SHA for giving his valuable time and giving so many suggestions and giving ideas on how to do a business and also actually encouraging our students to become entrepreneurs. Thank you, sir, so very much. And we are in future also, we will be, please connect with us and give you valuable suggestions and encourage our students. Sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
To all the participants, a kind request to all of you, please fill in the feedback forms. Your feedback means a lot to us. And all the participants will receive your certificate after we receive all the 5 days of feedback form. So kindly fill in the feedback form. Thank you, one and all. Have a wonderful evening. Looking forward to see you tomorrow once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, sir.